All right, get ready, because we're about to dive into the incredibly twisted and unsettling world of Colleen Hoover's Verity. And I'm telling you, this isn't your average psychological thriller. This is the kind of story that's designed to get right under your skin and make you question absolutely everything, every character, every word, and what truth even is.
Welcome to the Axio Library.
Yeah, that's how this book starts. No easing you in, just bam. Immediate, visceral shock. It's basically the book making a promise to you from the very first sentence. We are not pulling any punches here.
So let's meet our protagonist. Her name is Lowen Ashley, and she's a writer whose life is, to put it mildly, in a total freefall. I mean, she has hit rock bottom, both professionally and personally, which, as you'll see, is exactly the state she needs to be in for this story to kick off.
I mean, just think about this perfect storm of awful, okay? She's about to be kicked out of her apartment. Her mom just died. Her writing career is completely dead in the water, and to top it all off, she literally just watched a man get hit by a truck. She's completely vulnerable, totally desperate, and ripe for the life-changing offer that's about to fall into her lap.
And right then, in this moment of pure chaos and horror, this guy, Jeremy Crawford, steps in. He's handsome, he's kind, he helps her clean up, and in a coincidence that is just bizarre, it turns out he's going to the exact same business meeting she is.
So at the meeting, the whole thing comes out. Jeremy's wife is none other than Verity Crawford, a mega-famous author. But she's been in a really bad accident, and she can't finish her huge best-selling series. So they need a ghostwriter. They need Lowen. For someone who's about to be homeless, this isn't just a job offer. It's a lifeline she absolutely cannot afford to turn down.
So, the job means Lowen has to go to the Crawfords' house in Vermont to dig through all of Verity's notes. But the second she gets there, she realizes this is way more complicated than just a writing job. The things she's about to find in that house go far beyond book outlines.
The house itself feels heavy. You know, it's huge, it's isolated, and it is just soaked in grief. You've got this strange, broken little family. There's Jeremy, the tragic, handsome husband, their little boy Crew, and then upstairs, there's Verity. Silent, unresponsive, just there. The tension is something you can feel the moment Lowen walks through the door.
Okay, so Lowen is doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's in Verity's office, digging through piles of paper, looking for notes for the series. But instead, she finds something else, something that was hidden, something that was clearly never, ever meant to be read by anyone.
And this right here is the game changer. This is where the whole story splits in two. We've got Lowen's story happening in the present, and now we're getting Verity's story told in her own voice through this secret manuscript. And let me tell you, it is unfiltered, it is terrifying, and she is the definition of an unreliable narrator.
Right out of the gate, Verity's voice just grabs you. This is not the voice of a poor victim in a hospital bed, no. This is the voice of a predator. That one sentence tells you everything you need to know about her cold, calculating, and deeply disturbing obsession with her husband, Jeremy.
So, back in the present day, things are getting complicated. Lowen is living in the same house as the man she's reading these dark, twisted secrets about. And the deeper she goes into Verity's story, the more she finds herself falling for the grieving husband who's right there in front of her. And this creates this wild, dangerous split. The Jeremy that Lowen sees every day is this kind, patient, heartbroken father. But the Jeremy in the manuscript? He's a prize, an object of this all-consuming manipulative obsession. So it forces Lowen and us to keep asking, who is the real Jeremy? Could both of these versions somehow be true?
This attraction just ratchets up the psychological tension like you wouldn't believe. Lowen is drowning in guilt, right? She feels like she's invading this woman's life, and now she's falling for her husband. The line between being a ghostwriter and, well, a potential replacement gets dangerously blurry.
So if you were thinking this manuscript was just about some dark, twisted obsession, you need to brace yourself, because where Verity's story goes next, it shifts from just being disturbing to being something truly monstrous.
That is how Verity describes being pregnant. With her twin daughters, there is zero warmth, just this chilling, bone-deep detachment. In her mind, her own children aren't a gift, they're invaders. They're things that are trying to steal Jeremy's love away from her.
And she confesses to all of it. In her own words, step by horrifying step. She writes about trying to cause a miscarriage. She writes about trying to choke one of her own babies. And then she writes about how she deliberately drowned her other daughter, Harper, in the lake. It is a written confession to the most unspeakable kind of evil.
So now Lowen has this horrifying proof, and she's faced with this impossible choice. What do? Do you just get the hell out of there to protect yourself, or do you tell Jeremy that the woman he's been caring for is a monster? This is what sets up the book's absolutely breathtaking climax.
And then everything just explodes. Lowen shows the manuscript to Jeremy. He, consumed by this unimaginable grief and rage, confronts Verity. And it ends with her death. So, fast forward a little bit. Lowen and Jeremy are together. She's pregnant. It looks like they might actually get a happy ending. But then, of course, she finds one more thing. A hidden letter. In this letter is the final gut punch. It flips the entire story on its head. The letter claims that the whole autobiography was fake, that it was just a writing exercise, her trying to get into the mind of a villain for a book. It says that Jeremy found it, believed it was real, and in a rage caused the car crash trying to kill her. And that Verity has been faking her condition this entire time, terrified that he would finish the job if he knew she was okay. So, what was it? Was it the detailed confession of a sociopathic monster? Or was it just a piece of brilliant, twisted fiction that was tragically mistaken for fact? Suddenly, everything you thought you knew is just gone. Now, Lowen is in an impossible position. She's pregnant with Jeremy's baby. Her whole future is tied to him. So, faced with two truths that are both, frankly, unbearable, she makes a choice. She destroys the letter. She chooses to believe the manuscript. She chooses her reality. But the question is left for us, isn't it? The manuscript or the letter? The sociopath or the victim? The book's title, taken from Verity's own manuscript, becomes the final haunting question for the reader. What is the real truth? And after everything that's happened, does it even matter? So be it.